So this particular morning, I decided to do some jig fishing. I had a 3/4 ounce football head jig tied onto there with a black and blue Zoom Super Chunk trailer. And what's good to do with football head jigs is cast them out, let them sink to the bottom, and then drag them across the bottom, which is what I had been doing previous to this, and I wasn't getting any bites. So I actually decided to start to actually jig it. I would hop it up and then let it fall back down, and I'd bring my rod tip down with it as well as it's going back down, so I could feel it. I could feel the bottom as soon as it hit, and then I'd pop it right back up again. And so doing that for a little while, you'll see, was actually successful, and I got a fish on there. I didn't get the best hook set on him there, and he actually fell off and hit the ground, but he was okay. There wasn't any damage done to him.
Alright, well, it's a nice fish. There he goes.
So one good thing to do while you're fishing, whether you're on the bank or you're on a boat or a kayak or wherever you're fishing from, is to just really listen out and just kind of keep an eye on the water. This next fish that I catch, I actually heard him, and then I saw him blowing up near the bank on some minnows that were swimming around there. And so that's a good thing. I've actually caught quite a few fish just kind of listening for those strikes. This particular body of water has a lot of movement, a lot of bluegill, things like that. But you can really tell the difference between the bluegill or the carp and the bass. The bass really blow up on the water, and as soon as I hear them, I'll head over to where they're at, and that's what I was doing. I saw where he was at, right on the bank there, and I started casting past him. You really don't want to cast right on top of him to spook him. You want to try to cast past them as much as possible, and then bring it back right by him. And again, you'll see that works just great. Also, a good thing to do if you're on a kayak, what I didn't do was leave enough line for that fish. You can see my pole, the back of my pole is actually in the water, and it's easier to lose it the way I'm holding it there. Luckily I didn't, but a good thing is as you're bringing it in, try to leave enough line for you to be able to grab the fish in the water, but still be able to hold the end of your pole and have the best grip possible on that, so that you're not struggling with it as much and you're not fighting the equipment. Gladly I grabbed him, and in the next video you'll see this, I did the same thing, but you do want to leave enough line for you to be able to comfortably grab that fish. And I'm not really sure what I said there in the video, but that was my first kayak bass. Nothing big, nothing special, but it was a memorable moment for me. First time I ever got one on the kayak. So for the last clip here, you can hear that it's incredibly windy, but it's really the same thing. I heard and I saw the bass blowing up. This particular pond here, it recycles water, and that's the solar panels there and stuff. That's what they use, I guess, to work it and to recycle it. And there's always bass hanging out underneath those. There's a lot of minnows that swim around there. There's always birds there. There's always bass there. And so I heard him and I saw him blowing up, and I would see him from the bank. And so finally, when I got the kayak, I went out there, and you can see here that I grab him.
There it is.
And as I'm bringing him in, again bringing him up, I didn't leave enough line. I was kind of scared that he would come off. I actually gill hooked him, foul hooked him, but still managed to get him onto the kayak.
First largemouth bass of the day. Nothing big. I don't know, 11, maybe 12 inches. There's a fish. First one. See how many more we catch.
So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. God bless, and hope you catch lots of fish.